And then lastly, we just have this NCAA 13. This one.
It looks like the rest of them are.
Spotted 2 more NES games, and these were actually 2 for $1, making these.
Hello everyone, it's Austin, and we are back with another episode of my $10 Nintendo collection series. We're going to thrift stores, pawn shops, game stores, finding items that we can possibly flip, and we're building up a game fund to purchase Nintendo games and building up a huge collection with that. To start off my video for this week, I wanted to talk about the antique mall. So this year, I purchased or rented out a display case in an antique mall. And in this display case, I sold a lot of very cheap video games, toys, DVDs, movies, things like that. Just wanted to experiment with other methods of selling my items, and this looked like a really fun way to do that. I actually have a small mini series playlist on my channel that you guys can watch and follow through too if you guys are interested in that. So it's been a couple of months since I actually gave you guys an update, and just wanted to fill you guys in on what's going on with the display case. So I do still have the display case and still selling video games in the antique mall. It's honestly just been really slow. A lot of my sales depend on the traffic that actually comes into the antique mall, and I think during this time of the year, sales for video games or anything in general are just really low. For the month of July and August, I've only hit like around $100 in sales. So not really profiting much off of that, especially when the rent is like $75. Things seem to be picking up this month, and we're heading towards the holiday season, so I know sales will start to go up after that. But I'm planning on committing to this display case for at least the whole year, just so I can get that whole experience and see how well I did. But yeah, ever since starting the $10 Nintendo collection, I've just been focusing more on that and prioritizing these videos instead of the antique mall ones. All in all, things have just been pretty slow at the antique mall. Hoping things pick up a lot more these next couple of months. Back to this collection though, just gonna continue doing what I always do, find items that we can flip and maybe some games to tally up on our whiteboard.
Here's how our game showcase is looking right now, starting to fill up these bottom shelves down here. To start off our episode, we only sold 1 item. We might sell more in the future. I might just include it into this clip as well, but we sold this calculator right here. Pretty good condition calculator. We sold it for $30 and sold very fast after I listed it up. We picked it up for about $7 at a Goodwill. So after eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Out here at a Goodwill in the media section and just browsing through, I can already tell right off the bat I'm seeing a lot of really good games scattered around, and I'm gonna go through it all with you guys right now. We got some Wii games right here that I might be interested in, especially this Samba de Amigo game. It's like a Sega game. It looks like some kind of a rhythm-based game. I've never played this before, but I've seen this character in like other like mashup games. The second game we got here is Toy Story Mania. I don't think I have this yet in my collection. I could. These are like $3, but it does come with like some 3D glasses, which is really cool. Did not know. Is that even for this game? I'm not sure. But may consider that. Also, this Shaun White snowboarding. I've never played these snowboarding games on the Wii. They do use like the Wii Fit board though, which is pretty cool. And then over on this side, we got some more games, some 360 games. We got 2 World, we got BioShock 2, amazing game. These are all $3 as well. Fallout 3, it's cool to see on Xbox 360. And this Gunslinger game, don't think these have any value, so I might be passing up on all of these. Actually got some more Wii games over here too. I didn't even look at all of these yet. Go Vacation. Activities, 50 types of activities and sports. Wow. Down here though, actually, we got some more 360 games and a PlayStation 3 game. Call of Juarez. I actually just found this at the bins like the other week. If I didn't find it at the bins, I probably would have picked it up here for $3. Still a great price. You got this Call of Duty Black Ops 2. This is like a must pick up if it's in good condition. And yeah, barely any scratches on that. It is missing a manual though. And then check this out, guys. This Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Collector's Edition on the 360. I've never seen this before. I've seen like steel booklets, but it includes all of this stuff. Even the coin was in there. And then lastly, we just have this NCAA 13. This one did go down too, I think. It used to be around like $20 in value, but now it's going for closer to like 15. And for $3, may consider this one as well. So far we got like a decent stack of games out here at Goodwill's. It's awesome that I can still find some games out here. This Goodwill is actually one of the more popular ones that I like to go to, because I tend to find more stuff at this Goodwill compared to other Goodwills. And just to quickly show you guys the Oblivion collector set, it's got like this book right here. Not sure what's in there. They got bonus material, and over here they do have this decently heavy coin right here, the manual, and then also the game. So that seems to be complete. Hello. Just gonna grab those. Card. This week we made our way out to a Salvation Army. Haven't been to one in a while. And just in the shoe section, they got some pretty cheap shoes. Some New Balance right here. Not really worth it. But they do have these Saucony shoes. And I know Saucony is kind of valuable shoes. I believe the shoe brand has gone up in value with some of their newer ones. This one's in pretty decent condition. They got it listed for $7, which is still a bit risky. I did look online and I do see some sold listings for around like 30 to 40. So it would for sure be a risk buying these. I'll have to debate on this and think on this for a bit.
No, there's no room over there. You have to move everything
Yeah,
around.
no problem.
Why do you think I come to where there's an open spot?
Yeah.
Blue. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it looks like the rest of them are green.
Yeah, I haven't seen a purple tag yet, I guess.
So they're green.
You guys often get games still, or very rarely, I guess?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll probably grab that, and then the shoe stack.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
We're back at our game showcase, and I think we're going to do something a little bit different at this midway point in our video. Just wanted to take some time to go through our whole collection with you guys. I haven't really done any notes or counted everything up, but just going to show you guys. I feel like I don't show you guys enough of what we actually do have in our collection. So starting off over here, a couple of Wii games with the slip covers. Still one of our better finds this series, this Wii Sports Resort and Wii Sports Double Combo Pack. Holds a lot of value, around $60, and we got it for like $25. We actually have like 3 Switch games, which I would like to grab some more. Big fan of the Switch. What else we got? We got back here some Wii games. These are kind of like the, I guess, more my favorite ones. Nothing too crazy. The Knights pickup was really nice. We got a Mega Man game on the DS, and then for GameCube, just like a small selection of games, probably like 7 games I have right here. All some pretty good titles too. Same with the Wii U, maybe around 7 games too, 8 games, and all solid titles. Got Yoshi, Super Mario Bros. 2. Not really sure how I want to display these NES games. Don't really have too much space on this shelf. May just have to stack them up maybe in these bins later on. But we've got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these NES games as well. Super Nintendo, we don't have a lot of. It's an amazing console, and I just don't find a lot of these. So whenever I do find them, I do try to pick them up. N64 is probably my favorite console. That's like my whole childhood, basically. Got some great games on this one as well. Let's move down here to these bins. I guess we could start with the middle one. This is where I have all of my like shovelware Wii games. Hoping to do like a trade-in episode soon, and I'll just pick through some of the games that I just don't really want in my collection. Got some DS games right here, and then these are kind of the newer. Still got to get this thing cleaned up. And then also this Batman game. Over here you got like a mixture of items. These are some games that I'd like to keep, some of the different console games other than Nintendo, and then just some more Wii games, I guess, to maybe trade in, or actually not sure where to put this. I do want to keep these, and some of these are for sale as well. These two I already have up there, so we'll try to trade these in, and we got them for really cheap. And then a lot of these are just on my eBay page. Some of these have been on there for a while, so I don't mind adding these to the trade-in pile as well. Some of these Xbox 360 games I would like to keep just for my personal collection. I know this is a whole series, and these games especially, if I can keep them, I would like to keep them, but they're worth a decent amount of money, and if I ever do get a point where I need some money, I could possibly flip these as well. I wouldn't mind that either, but we'll try to keep them for now. And then over here we just got, I try to just throw like some DVDs over here. I know these workout DVDs probably will take a little longer to sell, but I got them for like $1 each. And then on this middle row of this white shelf, just got some more of these hanging down here. We got some shoes over here. These are the most recent ones that I picked up. I've got 3 pairs of shoes. Also these Jordans right here. And these might take a little longer to sell. I've been kind of lowering them each week, but we'll for sure get some good funds when they do sell. And then lastly, over here, we still have this Boston hat. I got this for $1. Apparently it wasn't a great buy, but it's okay. We'll just leave it up on our eBay. And then we got this Mario plush right here. Forgot to show you guys all the plushes too up here. We got Eevee, Charmander, we got Link, some other Pokemon ones. And then we got our whiteboard. We got 8 games now out of the 30 games that we'll be expecting to get. But yeah, that's pretty much our whole collection. I didn't count up how much games I do have so far. Maybe I'll count it up and then just display it on the screen for you guys. But after around, what, like 15 weeks of game hunting, this is what we got. I know we have our whiteboard and our mission to collect some of these Nintendo franchise games, some of the higher end games too, but our initial goal was to simply build the biggest Nintendo collection, whether it be high end games, low end games. That was my initial goal, and that's something I want to revert back to. But yeah guys, this is the whole collection that we got. May have to do some more organizing. Maybe once we start filling out this whole whiteboard, I'll display some of the Nintendo franchise games up on here. But just want to take a little bit of time going over our whole collection. I know I don't go over this too much. Can't wait to see what else we can find for the rest of this series. And while I'm here, I do have some updates. We did sell some more items from this episode. eBay has been pretty slow again, but I feel like I have a ton of stuff on there, and I just really have to be patient for some items to sell so that we can grow our game fund. The first item that we sold is going to be this NCAA 13 game we picked up at a Goodwill. We sold this one for around $14, so it holds a little bit of value still, and it sold really quick. Picked it up for about $3 at the Goodwill again. And then the second item that we actually sold is going to be these. These sold a lot quicker than I expected. Just listed them up this week and they sold pretty fast. These sold for around $42, and we picked them up for around $7 at the Salvation Army. We just made another sale. It's gonna be a game that we actually picked up this episode. I just listed up a lot of the games that we picked up recently, and it's gonna be this Black Ops 2. We sold this one for $15 and picked it up for $3 at the Goodwill. So just a really fast pickup and flip. After eBay fees and shipping for these items, this is how much we'll get to add back to our collection. For our last stop, we made a visit to one of my all-time favorite game stores, Gaming Generations in Eau Claire. Every time I stop in here, I have to check out the clearance rack. These games are all $5 and under. They had some Atari games right here for $2. This Atlantis game. Spotted this Mario and Duck Hunt game for $2. This would have been a great pickup, but I already have the triple pack on the NES. And then just taking a peek at some of these Xbox 360 games, seeing if anything does have more value, but ultimately didn't see too much with this. Moving down one level, I did find this NES game right here, this Operation Wolf, for $1. If I could find more NES games for $1, I'm absolutely grabbing those. And then on the left side, they had some PlayStation 3 games for $1. I spotted this Black Ops 2 without the case and manual. Decided to pass on that one though. And then saw some PlayStation 2 games. You can absolutely get some super cheap PlayStation games here. Spotted 2 more NES games, and these were actually 2 for $1, making these 50 cents each. Let's just go ahead and grab those. In this back area is where I pretty much scored one of the biggest finds in this series so far. So I'm looking at these Skylander portals, and these are some accessories that hold a lot of value if you can find the right ones. This one is for the Xbox One. It's a Traptanium portal and actually does sell for around $60 to $70 on eBay. They had some for the Xbox 360 as well, but these just don't sell for as much. And then just digging around to see what else I could find in this pile of stuff. Underneath the table, I found these 2 complete in box Skylander bundles. I had to check these out immediately, making sure it had everything because I know complete this bundle sells for over $100 on eBay. So they did have the portal, which is great. And then inside they also had the game, which the game alone sells for around $40 to $60. And this whole bundle was priced at $30, so that's crazy. This was no doubt an easy pickup for me since it did have the game and the portal. Also had a couple figures in here as well. I didn't spend too much time looking at the other video games, but as you can see, they did have a 25% off on all pre-owned PlayStation games, which is a crazy sale to have. I for sure consider picking up some PS5 games to maybe add to my personal collection.
Yeah, should be all set. For this one, is there any chance I could get like the 25% off this?
Yeah, it's PS.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks.
And you have a $5 reward. Do you want to use it?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
$44.82.
Okay. Is that just
Yeah.
Oh.
Just tap.
And just like that, we're back in the game room, and that pretty much wraps up our game hunting for this week. Again, we're just waiting for some stuff to sell on eBay. We're going to be patient, but in the meantime, let's go over some of the great items that we got that we could potentially flip. Starting off at the first Goodwill that we went to, we had amazing pickups from there. We scored on like 4 games that were very solid games. Some of them we already sold in this episode. Again, they sold really fast. The first game I'm going to go over is a game called Samba de Amigo. This is actually a pretty popular game that released initially on the Sega Dreamcast back in 1998. This is a rhythm-based game where you're supposed to play with like maracas and hit on the notes and the rhythms at the perfect timing. So it's crazy to see that this game did release on the Dreamcast. Back then you needed to purchase like an extra accessory of these maraca controllers with a sensor bar. It did well enough for this Sega game to release on the Wii, which is a perfect console for this game because you could just use the Wii remotes and there's sensors already for it. The game looks like a lot of fun, and they did actually release a sequel on the Nintendo Switch as well. Next, we picked up this Elder Scrolls Oblivion. They made like so many collector editions for this game, steel booklets, things like that. This one's actually really nice. It comes with an extra book and then also a coin. I've never completed this game. It just felt very long and really big, but maybe one day when they do remaster it or re-release it on some of the higher end consoles, maybe I do give this one another shot. Hopefully they remaster it. And then we also picked up the Black Ops 2 game. That one sold pretty quick as usual. And then also the NCAA 13. These NCAA games have gone down in value quite a bit now that the new one has released this year. Next, we made a visit to a Salvation Army and found some decent items. The first thing we got was this Tropico 5. Not exactly sure why I picked this up. It doesn't hold too much value, but I did play this game and kind of enjoyed it on the Xbox One. Now I got a physical copy that I can just add to my personal collection. And then we sold that pair of Sauconys that sold pretty fast. I definitely have to be on the lookout for Saucony brand shoes because this is the first time picking them up and they did very well for me. Last but not least, we made a visit to Gaming Generations. We were out of town and I always have to make a stop at this game store because I always find amazing stuff there. One of my favorite things about the store is that they hold sales very often. I don't see like actual game stores doing sales like that. They had a 25% off on all pre-owned PlayStation games. It was very tempting to pick up some PS5 games because the higher priced games this deal is perfect for. But we did grab a PlayStation 4 pre-owned item and game, this Skylander Trap Team. I did do some research into this game and apparently it's a very popular game, a very good game, action, adventure, kind of reminds me a little bit of Cameo on the Xbox 360, the way you could switch between these characters, and then also the Crash Bandicoot games or Crash Bash. There's like a lot of mini games in this as well. These sell very often on eBay, so there must be a huge following for these games. This was an amazing score though. We got the game, the portal, and some extra figures. The game by itself goes for like 40 to 60 bucks, and this thing only cost me around $23. On eBay, I've seen this sell for over $100. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get that much for this, but I'm excited to see how well this does. And then one of the more valuable accessories, always be on the lookout for this. This is a Traptanium portal for the same game, but for the Xbox One version. On the back, it will say Traptanium portal for Xbox One. These things value for around $60 to $70 on eBay and they sell pretty consistently. Picked this one up for around $22, so yeah, incredible find. Almost forgot about this. Lastly, we did get some NES games for very cheap. Some of these were like 50 cents and $1. Again, I want to revert back to my initial goal, which is simply building the biggest Nintendo collection that I can. We got a couple of baseball games, Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. This one was 50 cents. Another reason why I love this game store because they always have clearance games like this. We got Bases Loaded for 50 cents as well on the NES, building up this NES collection. And then lastly, we got Operation Wolf for $1. I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff added to my shelf right now. We didn't get any games to tally up for this week. Hopefully some of these Skylander items do sell pretty fast to build up our game fund. We also have a ton of items on eBay, like some shoes, we got games, DVDs, movies. That's pretty much all I got for this week though. Thank you guys all for tuning in and I'll see you guys on the next one.